Hi everyone, I'm right here in Nagoya City in Japan, which is central to all things to do with Toyota, and there are many fascinating museums over here. One of the first ones I want to show you is this building right here, which is the birthplace of the Toyota Group. It's a very significant building. It has been restored to its original design and condition, and I'll show you exactly what's going on. I'm going to take you inside because this is where everything started for Toyota. So this is a really fascinating place to visit because this is the Toyota Group original building. It was built in 1925, as you can see in the description here. It was the head office of a Toyota spinning company and is restored to the original condition. This is where the shareholders actually met to establish the Toyota Automatic Loom Works, which is part of today's Toyota Industry Corporation, and of course the Toyota Motor Corporation. In 1911, in fact, Sakichi Toyoda, founder of Toyota, is the one that established Toyota Automatic Weaving Company here. So this is a really fascinating building, very historical. Let me take you right inside. So what's really interesting is that this building is the actual building where the original Toyota members got together to have meetings, shareholders meetings, and to research all kinds of things to do with Toyota. And this is the historical moment because this is where Toyota Motor Company was formed, basically, because the weaving company, which produces textile, as well as the motor company, which produces cars, at one point was obviously separated, and they had to get together to have meetings to create this company. So some of the patents that Mr. Toyoda gathered and received are all located here as well. This is the original Toyota Pratt agreement, for example, and there's so much history that I'm not going to get into it right now because that will take forever, but I wanted to show you the building where Toyota Company was formed. All kinds of patents, agreements are all located inside this display because, as you may or may not know, Toyota Company started as a looming company producing textiles, and that is the beginning of Toyota, and the founder is Mr. Sakichi Toyoda. So there's more information on the looming company, the machines, and there's a lot more in the next building, which I will show you more. But here is the founding information for Toyota as a car company. You can see some of the original magazine articles about Mr. Toyoda, some brochure in the background, which is hard to see with the reflection, but that's the Toyota bus they produced, and then even some parts and manuals of the original Toyota cars. So obviously they were very big on producing trucks during the wartime, and eventually moved on to producing cars, which was the Toyota AA. So there is an advertisement from magazines, as well as the sort of like an overview of what Toyota produced back in the day in 1930s. These are all original documents, which is so cool because you just cannot see these kind of items anywhere in North America. So you gotta come to Nagoya here with me, and I will take you this inside the original Toyota building. This has been restored to a perfect condition, but this is not a replica, it's an actual building of the original Toyota company. There's lots of information here. This is the original Toyota crown, or Toyopet crown from 1955. Some parts to do with the crown is in this display. You can see the original transmission. It's amazing they were able to keep these things, I guess, for the display purposes. Here's a door lock mechanism from 1955 Toyota Crown. How cool is that? There is the small model car of the 55 Crown, which is just absolutely so adorable. More parts over here. Look at that, Denso. Denso is owned by Toyota, and it's a huge multi-billion-dollar company now. But here's an actual Denso part, and this one is a voltage regulator. So you already know Denso has been around for a very long time to be part of Toyota Group. This is all Denso here as well. This is the radiator, of course, cooling system. Here's a car heater and a crankshaft of the engine. These are all parts of the original Toyota Crown. Isn't that absolutely fascinating? Well, here's an Aishin transmission, and Aishin, as you know, currently produces a lot of the best transmissions for Toyota. And yes, they were around back in the day, working together with Toyota. Here's more of the Toyota Group company, original documentation, some of the building layout, some of the hood ornament from the original cars. That is really cool, from model G1, GA to another GA truck version. Some engine parts and some of the original Toyota building, as well as more brochures. And here is an actual sewing machine. This is part of the Toyota sewing machine, and it was produced by Aishin. Look at that. It's an actual first sewing machine from 1946, built by Aishin for Toyota. It's a beautiful sewing machine. And more Denso parts, even a knife, I guess, that was used in the product development group. And here is this entire historical description of how the Toyota Group was formed, all the way from 1895, and which companies merged with what company to form where we are today. It goes all the way to the current times. And this is just a fascinating place. I'm going to take you to one more place. We can't go upstairs right now, they're closed, but I can show you one more room, and then I'm going to show you more things inside the museum. So this is the actual clothing, workers' clothing back in the day, like the samurai days, practically almost. Of how they were wearing these clothing when they were building some of the construction stuff that was going on. And then this one briefly explains the chapter from chapter 1 to chapter 5 of the root of the Toyota Group and the launch of the automotive business. Again, I'm not going to go through all of them. That will take a long time, but it covers the Sakichi Toyota's desire to build a whole Toyota Group. That's the beginning of Toyota, starting in 1867 time frame, to the launch of the automotive business by Kiichiro Toyoda, who is the son of Sakichi Toyoda. Sakichi Toyoda is the one that built the textile industry, and Kiichiro is the one that began the automotive business, which is a big deal. This is something that would have never happened if it wasn't the vision that Kiichiro Toyoda had. And then they began to move into the wartime. So they continued to build more cars, but it was to support the war. And then they had some additional challenge after the war to try to recover from what happened in Japan. And then finally, they consolidated the business into automobile business as we know today. And that's how the Toyota Motor Company was formed. There's a lot of history here, and there is a lot more to share inside that building, which is a huge museum that talks about Toyota history, and I'm going to try to show you that as well. So for now, let me finish off showcasing the original Toyota building where everything got started.